Welcome to my 5-day adventure challenge. This is for people who have arthritis, are dealing with joint pain, or just want to mix up their at-home exercise routine. This is video number 1 of a 5-day series. Each one of these videos will be about 20 to 35 minutes. When we go through these videos, you'll need just limited equipment. This video, you actually will need no equipment besides a chair. So grab a chair that's going to not move on you and you can actually get up and down from. And if you can, make sure you have an empty corner of the wall. We're going to do some balance exercises there. This is going to be a full body workout, strength, balance, and some aerobics. The ultimate goal is not to flare up joint pain. So go ahead and modify as you need to. We're going to start out slow. This is exercise number 1 of 5. All right, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start out right in this chair. So my name's Alyssa and I'm a doctor of physical therapy and founder of Keep the Adventure Alive. This is our 5-day adventure series. So we're going to start in this chair just with some simple warm-up exercises. And so you're just going to start out kicking one leg at a time. Anytime we do chair exercises, I really like to keep a good posture. So try to sit up tall while you're doing any of these. We just don't want any slumping down while we're doing these. Nice, good posture so we can work those muscles too. And you're just kicking one leg at a time. Take it as slow or as fast as you need to. And now I want you to scoot out to the edge of your chair. Again, nice and tall. You're going to stick your right leg out straight. The left one is still bent. What I want you to try to do here is you're just going to lift your leg up and down. Now notice I'm staying up nice and tall. So I don't want you to lean back into it. Sit up nice and tall and you're just lifting that leg as high as you can. Squeezing those thigh muscles, and we're going to do 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Now for this last one, I want you to lift it up and we're going to try to hold for 5 seconds. Ready? Here we go. So you're going to lift 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're starting to wake up some of those quad muscles, get that blood flowing. You're going to switch sides. So now that right leg is bent and that left leg is out straight. All right, ready? Here we go. You are just lifting up and down to start. Lift that leg up and down. You don't have to lift it up really high. The main goal is staying up nice and tall and trying not to lean back. Lift it up and we're going to go for 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We have 1 more. We're going to try to hold this one now for 5 seconds. Ready? Here we go. Lift and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you're going to bend both knees. You're going to take turns walking your leg out to the side and then bringing it back in. Out to the side and bringing it back in. You should feel a small stretch in those inner thighs. You're just walking it out just as far as the chair will allow. And I want you to actually try to pick your foot up and then put it back instead of just sliding it out. Pick your foot up and bring it back in and keep alternating. We have 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. All right, now again, sit up nice and tall. Roll those shoulders back. Now I want you to reach forward as far as you can and then pull back and squeeze those shoulder blades. And now we're going to reach forward, pull back, squeeze those shoulder blades. And again, you're just reaching out straight out in front of you. If you need to modify, just reach lower. If you're feeling any sort of shoulder aches, pains, and keep going. We're going to stay here for a while. Usually with arthritis pain, what I tell people is a little bit of discomfort is okay and honestly to be expected in most situations. What we don't want is significant pain. So if at any point you feel any sort of discomfort, don't stop. Give it a few more repetitions and see if it goes away. If it gets worse, that's your body saying, hey, I'm not ready for this right now. So just a fair warning going through, a little bit of discomfort is okay. All right, now what we're going to do is you're going to reach across, turning your torso and turning at the shoulders and reaching across. So we're not just reaching this way. Sometimes our shoulders don't like that movement. You're actually turning your body and reaching across, getting some mobility in that upper back, turning and reaching, turning and reaching, and we're gonna do 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, now we're gonna take it to standing. So all I want you to do is just stand up. Now, if you have a chair that you can easily move, you can turn it so you have something to hang on to if you need to. Now, all I want you to do is just start stepping sideways. Now we're gonna start getting into some standing things. Most of the benefit from exercise is going to come from standing. Sitting exercises have a time and a place, especially if we're in a pain flare-up, but most of our benefit is going to come from standing. If you can do standing exercises, that is what I recommend. Seated things are good for warm-ups, and like I said, when you do have a pain flare-up, but we want to try to do most things in standing. We live in standing. We don't live sitting down. So now you're going to step forward and backwards. Forward and backwards. Try to alternate the foot that you're leading with. Backwards and forwards. 3, 2, and last one, and step back. Okay, now I want you to face the chair. You can use a kitchen counter, you can use anything, or if you're confident in your balance, you don't have to hang on to anything. But what I want you to do, kick that right leg straight back. Keeping that leg nice and straight and chest up nice and tall. Try not to bend over. Kick it straight back. And we're just going to do a couple more here. We're still warming up those joints. And now we're going to switch, kicking that left leg back now. When you have arthritis, you might notice that your warm-ups and cool-downs need to be a little bit longer, and that's totally okay. Kicking that leg straight back. All right, now go ahead and turn and face me again, and now you're going to stand on your left leg. Standing on that left leg, you're going to tap out to the right. Standing and tapping. Now what I want you to try to do is keep all of your weight in that left leg. And we are just stepping back and forth with the right. And now we're going to move into a stepping sequence. So we're going to add one step to this. It's going to be forward. So it's going to look like this. You're going to step sideways, middle, forward, middle, sideways, middle, forward, middle. Go ahead and join on in. Forward, we're always meeting back in the middle. Middle, forward, middle. You're making a nice L. Adds in a little bit of coordination, really starting to kind of think through the movements. And we're going to do 2 more revolutions here. There's one and last one. Okay, so now we're going to switch to the other side. Stand on that right leg, and all you're doing is stepping to the left. We don't step sideways super often during our daily lives, and so those muscles tend to get neglected. So in all of my exercise videos, you'll see a lot of side-to-side movement, because it's really important and we don't get enough of it. All right, now you're going to add that forward step in 3, 2, here we go. So we're going to step side, middle, forward, middle, side, middle, forward, middle. Keep going. Again, adding some of that coordination in. Forward, middle, side, middle, and keep going. You might feel your hips start to fatigue a little bit here. If they do, if you start to notice some pain, you can hang on to something and that will help take some of that stress off. But if you're doing okay, then we're going to just keep on running with it. We have 3 more. 3, 2, and last one. Okay, now I want you to go ahead and have a seat in this chair. So have a seat in this chair. Okay, now what we're going to do is just some simple stand-up sit-downs. This is one of my all-time favorite exercises, as simple as it is. We're going to add a little bit of variation to it, but for now, I just want you to stand up and down 5 times. Ready? If you need to, push off, but if you can, I would like you to cross your hands over your chest and stand up and sit down. 5 of them, here we go. Stand up, 1. Make sure you're pushing your knees out as you stand up. That's 2. We don't want them to come in. 3, 4, and last one, 5. Okay, this is going to challenge your thinking a little bit now, because what we're going to do is we're going to stand up once, we're going to march 6 times, and then sit back down. So let me show you. Again, if you can, cross your hands over your chest, stand up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, sit back down. All right, we have 5 of those. Ready? Here we go. So you're going to stand up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then back down. So there's 1. Here we go. If balance is too hard in this position, just uncross your arms, because that way that you can stabilize yourself a little bit more. And 6, sit back down. That's 2. We have 4 more. Stand up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Have a seat. And up again. We are halfway. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and down. 2 more. Stand up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Have a seat. And up. Last one. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. If you could stay standing, you can move your chair to the side again. And we're coming back to the chair. So now what you're going to do, let's stand on our left side first. So you're going to stand on your left side. You're going to step back with the right, and then you're going to bring it up to a march. This one you can hang on to a wall if you need to, or you can hang on to the chair and do the same thing. Stand on the left, take a big step back with the right, and then march it forward. 1, 2. The higher you go, the harder it's going to be on your balance. So if you need to, you can just do a small march. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If this is too difficult, you can just step forward. 9, but I want you to try to push yourself here. 10. We're going to 15, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Now you're going to switch sides. Stand on that left, or stand on that right, plant that right foot down. Big step back with the left, and then you're going to march it forward. That's 1. All the way to 15, 2. Use support if you need to. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, almost there, 12, 13, 14, last one, and 15. Okay, I want you to grab onto your chair, grab onto your kitchen counter, whatever you have. Now, we're going to do a few stretches where you're going to stand probably about 1 to 2 feet away from your chair, enough where you can reach your chair. And what you're going to do is actually just sit your bottom back. So you're going to stand up tall, push your bottom back. Notice my knees aren't really bending. My arms are staying straight. And you're just bending forward, feeling a stretch. Go as far as you can. If you need to just walk away from the chair a little bit, you can as well. And then come straight up. The more intense the stretch, the further away you will be from the chair. So we're just going to do just a couple of repetitions here. Mobility is really important. You want to keep those muscles working and keep those muscles from being tight. And so we're just going to do 3 more here. So you're just going slowly through this. It's not about speed. I just want you to get down as far as you can where it's comfortable. And I want you to try to hold this last one for about 10 seconds or so. So just kind of hang out here. Try to straighten your arms and bring your chest a little further down if you can. If you're up here, that's totally fine. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, now this is the time to head over to the corner of the wall. The reason I like the corner of the wall is because if you were to lose your balance, you have the wall for support. Now, you can also stand right by your chair and do this exact same thing. But if you have a corner of a wall and you don't feel as confident in your balance, it can give you some extra confidence and maybe try something that you wouldn't have normally tried. So, balance is extremely important for arthritis. And now I want to just do a few just simple things to start. So what you're going to do, I'm going to show you first. You're going to put one foot just a little bit in front of the other one. So I like to kind of put my arch into my big toe. So one foot slightly in front of the other. Now if you come over to the corner of the wall, I want you to do this. Get your balance and then try to look straight ahead. We don't want to be looking down at our feet. We want to be looking straight ahead. I just want you to hold this. We're looking for about, if you can confidently hold this for about 10 to 20 seconds. You should feel relatively confident in this position. It should not be overly difficult. Now I want you to switch your feet. And again, just stand here. So this is about as simple as it gets, and don't worry if you're struggling with this position, it is okay. The good thing about balance is it can improve. So now, after that, you're going to go back to the previous position, and you're going to move that foot all the way in front. Now this can be a challenging balance exercise. So what I want you to do, start with putting one foot in front of the other. See if you can stand here. Now, if you're wobbly, that is okay. I'm even a little bit wobbly. But if you're having a hard time and you really can't hold this for, longer than a few seconds, what I want you to do is pull your foot a little bit out. But if you're doing okay, I want you to try to hold this. We're going to try to shoot for about 30 seconds. If you can hold this position for about 30 seconds, we are looking good for balance. If you cannot, that is a-okay. Another reason why the walls are good, because you can just do a quick stability test, and then if you just need a little tap, you can have that, or you can have catch yourself. All right, now I want you to switch your feet. One thing that's common, if you have one leg that's maybe a little bit more affected pain-wise than the other, one leg that maybe is a little weaker, then you might notice a difference. The leg in the back is the one that's doing most of the work. So if you notice one side's a little bit harder than the other, we may need to focus on that side a little bit more. Again, you're looking straight ahead while you're doing this and holding for about 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so now we're gonna add in some things to this position. So number 1, what we're going to do is you're gonna find that position where you ended at. So if it was one foot directly in front of the other, if it was one foot a little bit out to the side, come into a stance where you feel good about standing here. And now what I want you to do is we're just gonna add in some arm swings. So all you're doing is just going forwards and backwards, replicating an exaggerated walking position. And again, try to keep your eyes looking straight ahead. Try not to look down at your feet. If this is difficult, modify your foot position. And now I want you to switch. So switch your feet back and front, and same thing. Ready? Here we go. All you're doing is swinging your arms forwards and backwards, trying to keep your balance. Awesome job. And we have about 10 seconds left here, so really fight. Keep those ankles nice and stable. 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job. We have one more balance exercise that I want us to try. We're going back to that stance of one foot in front of the other, or one foot a little bit out to the side. Okay. Now another way to make this harder is by adding head movements. And so what I want you to do, always get your balance first, then add in the movement. So now what I want you to do is look side to side. This one is usually a little bit more challenging. And we're gonna go for 5 more seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. Now you're gonna switch. All right, 1. Get your balance first, and then you're just looking side to side. Here we go. About 20 seconds. Find that nice concentration. 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Now we are coming back to the middle here. Make sure you have a little bit of space. What you're going to do is you're going to step and reach. Step and reach. Take a big step out, reach across your body with that same arm. Step with the right, reach with the right. Step with the left, reach with the left. Keep going. Another thing we don't get a lot is rotation. We don't really, do a lot of twisting, which if you have back pain, twisting can be a little bit irritating. But part of the reason for that is we don't do it a lot. And so our body thinks that we're in danger when we're twisting because we don't do it a lot. But when you're doing this, again, I want you to turn your shoulders towards the area that you're reaching towards instead of standing doing this. Turning your shoulders and reaching. 3, 2, and 1. Now I just want us to march, and we're going to march, getting some steps in, add in that arm swing, lift your legs up as high as you can, and we're just gonna march. Now we're gonna take this marching sideways. So it's gonna look like this. So you're just taking about 2 to 3 steps, whatever you have space for. 2 to 3 steps sideways. Try to keep that arm swing going because it challenges our coordination. See, even I'm messing up. It challenges our coordination. Opposite arm, opposite leg, and you're moving sideways. There's a lot going on, but try to keep the rhythm if you can. And we're going to take that marching just in the middle again. And now I want you to pick it up. One arm, one leg, as quick as you can. Get that heart rate going a little bit. As quick as you can. Ten more seconds here. Just keep going. 3, 2, and 1. All right, now what we're going to do, hang on to something. We're just going to raise up onto our toes and come back down. Raise up on your toes and come back down. Take some nice deep breaths. We're going to do a few of these calf raises here, and then we're going to go back to that marching again. If you want to make this a little harder, when you come down, try to lift your toes up. So you're lifting your heels, and then you're lifting your toes. Just be careful that you don't fall backwards when you lift your toes up. So when you do, you want to lean forward a little bit. Three, 2, and 1. We are back to that marching. Opposite arm, opposite leg. You can start out slow and then speed it up. And if you catch yourself off rhythm, just slow it down again. Get the rhythm and then see if you can speed it up. If you feel like that's too hard, just go into marching here. But the adding the arm in is going to make it a little bit more challenging coordination-wise. Okay, now what I want you to do in 3, 2, and 1. What you're going to do is you're going to tap backwards, alternating, and I want you to see if you can make it a little bit quicker. So just taking step, step, step. You can add in again, opposite arm, opposite leg. Or same arm, same leg. Just get those arms going. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, now last thing we're gonna do, and then we're gonna cool it down a little bit. So you can use your chair, and we're gonna do a plank. Now I like using a chair for a couple of reasons. First, you can put your hands on the bottom, the seat of the chair. If that tends to aggravate your wrists and you have a chair that has arms, put your hands up onto the arms. That's going to keep your wrists in a more neutral position. So pick a position, and if that's too hard, you can use a kitchen counter. You can even use a wall. Whatever you need to do, but we're going to try to hold this for about 30 seconds. Rest as you need to, but I really want you to try to push yourself to get through this full 30 seconds. So, ready? Here we go. I want you to push through your shoulders, squeeze your glutes, and just hold. You should feel it in that middle section. And just hold. If you need to take a rest, just bring one foot forward and try to bring it right back if you can. Push through those shoulders, squeeze those glutes, and we have about 10 seconds left. And rest. Okay, now we're gonna go one more time, this time for half the time, so we're gonna go for 15 more seconds. So find the position where your wrists and hands are happy. And we're going to hold for half that time, so just 15 more seconds. Walk back, push through your shoulders, and squeeze those glutes. And hold just for 15 seconds here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step it forward. Okay, now go ahead and have a seat in this chair. And you're going to just go back to kicking your legs straight out. Now, I really want you to try to get it as straight as you can. Those muscles should be loose. Your joints should feel looser. And I really want you to push to get that all the way straight. Push that leg all the way straight. As straight as you can get it. Now, keep that left leg bent and that right leg. I want you to be able to bend your knee a little bit, because what I want you to do is I want you to push that leg straight. Bend it up. Push that leg straight, squeezing those thigh muscles as much as you can. This is a great exercise to do if you are feeling really stiff, especially in the knees. The more we can get our muscles going, the better blood flow we have, and the less stiff our joints will feel. Because the more blood flow we can get, the more that they can cycle those inflammatory cells out and replace it with healthy cells. Push it down for 1 more, and now I want you to switch. Straighten that leg out, but have a little bit of bend. And you're gonna push that leg all the way straight and then lift it up. Push it all the way straight, then relax. Again, and keep going. You're pushing it all the way straight and then lifting it up. And we're just gonna do a few more here. So keep this in your mind, especially in the morning or after you've been sitting for a long period of time, to get that blood flowing. All right, now what I want you to do is actually bend both knees. If you have a chair with arms, hang on to the arms. If not, just hang on to the seat of the chair. Now what I want you to do is we're gonna try to pick up both knees. Pick up both knees. You'll have to lean back a little bit. Just try not to lean way back when you do this. So this should be a core exercise. So all you're doing is lifting your legs. If this feels pretty easy for you, you can try to hold it and then drop. So just try to hold it a little bit longer and then drop. And we're gonna go just 5 more here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna go back to that stepping out and then stepping in. And now when you step out, so I want you to step out with that right leg. I want you to try to push that knee out a little bit more so you get more of a stretch through here, a more intense stretch. You don't have to force it, just give it a little bit of overpressure. And now the other side, so take it out, but then also just push your knee further out. Just a little bit of overpressure. Usually you don't need too much pressure for this stretch. And we're gonna do 1 more time on each side. So out to the side and then just give it a little bit of pressure. And then out to the side again and a little bit of pressure. Okay, now I want you to lift up on your toes and lift up on your heels. Alternating toes and heels, lift them up. This is good if your ankles feel stiff. Because again, we're getting those joints moving, we're getting that blood flowing. Especially if you get some lower leg swelling, this is a good one to do. Super easy, shouldn't hurt, but it just gets things moving a little bit. When we sit in a position like this for a long period of time, sometimes swelling and fluid can collect in the bottoms of our legs and in our ankles. And so this is one way to prevent that, but also manage it as well. Also great to do if you're on an airplane, because it keeps those muscles moving and avoids swelling and collection of fluid and things. All right. Okay, so now we're just going to reach up with one arm. I want you to reach up as high as you can. If you have shoulder pain or anything like that, just reach straight out in front of you. But if you are okay, I want you to reach up as high as you can And then we're going to alternate, reaching up and up, trying to make your arm as long as you can. Stretch those muscles out. Reach up. Reach up. All right. Now, last thing, I want you to cross one arm over the other. And all I want you to do is just turn your shoulders so you feel a little bit of pressure on your upper back. So what we're trying to do is open that up a little bit. Turning your shoulders one way and then the other. It's just a small turn. All right. Thank you for joining me for day 1 of 5. Now, in order to be entered into the drawing, you have to comment on the video below saying that you completed it and also be subscribed to the channel. So click that red button below to subscribe to the channel, and also just leave me a comment below saying you did that exercise. You have to complete all 5 days in order to be entered into the drawing. Have fun. This is day 1 and you did it. So now we have 4 more days of success, of feeling good and keeping those joints moving in order to keep your adventure alive. Again, my name's Alyssa. Thank you so much for watching. If you have not come over to our Facebook group, I highly recommend it. The link is going to be in the description below. Our free Facebook community, go ahead and go there so that way you can get motivation and collaboration with people that are in your exact same position. Thanks for watching, guys.